So the name Artrophy is based on the fact that I have a visual impairment called autosomal dominant optic atrophy. I need to be 6 feet away from something that somebody with normal vision can be 36 feet away from.
We just want to amplify each other's vision and help each other reach a new goal that we've set for ourselves. The scene might be completely different to someone who's fully sighted. You see the detail, you see the shadows in the mountains, you see the sun on the mountain peak, and there's sometimes things that Neil just doesn't see until we're back in the studio and he's got that image in front of him and he's zooming in on his phone and he's looking, he's like, wow, oh, that's a reflection in the mountain pond. That's going to be a great painting. And it's like, yeah, that is.
The process of creating arts collaboratively is, they're usually based on photos that we've taken on our travels or adventures into nature or the mountains. And then we take that photo and we put it into Photoshop and we do some editing.
You usually do the editing.
That's right.
Because you need to be able to see the shapes and forms by like boosting the vibrancy and like intensifying the contrast so that things make sense.
And then I usually start the painting through that same process of usually adding the lines first so I can make sense of it on the canvas with perspective and whatnot, and then I'll block in the colors. They say with artists you're supposed to stop when you think that you're about 80%. And for me, luckily, when I feel like I'm at 80%, that's when Tracy takes over. So she is really involved in doing the perspective and making sure the colors make sense and the fine details that give it that sort of vibrancy at the end.
And that's like, that can be a really like sensitive
transition. Because Neil has worked on this piece, he's put time and energy and focus into creating something that he's really proud of. And then he has to trust me not to like paint over the entire thing or completely change a color palette. And you know, sometimes I can get really lost in the details. But then I can end up spending way too much time and I overpaint it. And I look at it and I think, yeah, I don't think I should touch this because it loses the innocence in the work. And because Neil sees things differently, and I think that's kind of the wondrous thing about
the way that you start the process of creating.
But then when I always look at the end after Tracy's worked on it, I always feel like it looks better than when I gave it to her. So we paint on the same canvas and so we co-create each piece, then that really is quite a connection for people.